Hey there! So we did a poll asking you guys what you want us to cover next, and guess what? You want to know more about China. More specifically, you want to know how they built these amazing structures and how China is today. So let's start. First off, we have to talk about the most recognizable structure in China, the Great Wall. It's no secret the wall is actually made up of many walls built over centuries by many different dynasties. But its peak, both in terms of length and quality, was achieved during the Ming Dynasty. Between 1368 and 1644 AD, during that time, a whopping 1,000,000 people worked on the wall. But how exactly was this engineering marvel built? Well, first off, the wall wasn't just a barrier. It was an entire integrated defense system. We have the main walls, of course, about 7 to 8 meters high. Then every 500 meters along the wall, there would be watchtowers used for smoke signals during the day and fire signals at night. The wall also had military barracks where soldiers could hide when they weren't patrolling in arrow slits. Openings every 3 meters along the top where archers could shoot from. And here's a fun fact. At the Jinshanling section, the wall follows the terrain so precisely that it climbs and descends at 70-degree angles. So if you were an invading army, your only option would be to go around it, which took much longer than just marching straight ahead. This part of the wall is often considered the most amazing. And speaking of amazing, thanks to its historical importance, the Great Wall draws in 50 million visitors each year. But that's not all. There are other exciting places to check out. No. 2 is the Mutianyu section, which is 90 kilometers from Beijing. It's arguably the most thrilling section due to its dangerous slopes, which can reach up to 90 degrees. This is also the spot where the famous movie Kaifeng was filmed. In 2017, a German tourist was taking a photo here and lost his balance and fell. Luckily, China's modern rescue system saved him in just 17 minutes. Next up is the Zhuyanguan Pass, also known as the Gateway to Beijing. It's the northern gate of ancient Beijing. Here you can see the famous 15th century inscription, Zhuyang inscription. Back in the day, it served as an inspection point for trade caravans heading into the capital. And finally, we have the Han Dynasty Ancient Wall, which dates back 2,000 years. It's considered the best preserved section of the entire wall. It was built of rammed earth and shows how Han Dynasty soldiers lived and fought. But the Great Wall isn't the only amazing place in China. Just think about it. They've got the world's most extensive high-speed rail network, boasting 38,000 kilometers of tracks as of 2023, with a max speed of 350 kilometers per hour and carrying 1.7 billion passengers annually. That's why it's ranked No. 1 in the world. Before the high-speed rail, China was criticized for building too many railways in the countryside. But now people travel faster than ever before. For example, the Beijing-Shanghai line, which is 18 kilometers long, now takes just 4.5 hours. Can you imagine that? Back in the 1990s, it took a crazy 22 hours to make that same trip. Not only do they have the world's fastest trains, but China has also developed some pretty impressive highways. They've got 160,000 kilometers of expressways, including the world's longest sea bridge, the Danyang-Kanxiang Grand Bridge, which is 164.8 kilometers long. Oh, and did I mention that some of their roads even generate electricity from the sun? Yeah, China is going green. If you think that's cool, wait till you hear about their innovative urban transport. For instance, the Shanghai Metro is the world's longest metro system with 800 kilometers of track. And then there are the Shanghai elevated buses, which can carry 1,200 passengers at once. And if you're really adventurous, you can even take a flying taxi. Pilot testing began in 2024. Okay, so China has the world's most extensive high-speed rail network and lots of cool roads. But what about industry? You've probably heard that China is the world's factory. So how did they become so good at making things? Well, in 2022, China accounted for 28% of the world's industrial output, employing 220 million industrial workers and boasting 10,000 smart factories. To give you an idea of how advanced these factories are, the Changchun auto plant produces 1 car every 38 seconds, with 95% robotics. In recent years, China has also emerged as a hub for global tech centers. They're known as China's Silicon Valley. We have China's Silicon Valley in Shenzhen, the Zhongguancun Science Park in Beijing, and the Tianjin AI City. And let's not forget about agriculture. China feeds 1.4 billion people. How do they do it? Well, check out the Yuanyang rice terraces. They've been around for 1,300 years and have an incredibly complex irrigation system. No wonder it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Fun fact, China produces 28% of the world's rice on just 18% of the world's arable land. That's efficiency. And to stay productive, Chinese farmers are trying out new things like vertical farming. In Shanghai, they've got drone pesticide spraying and remotely controlled smart greenhouses. But let's shift gears a bit and talk about social life in China. Did you know that China has a unique family model? They call it the 4-to-1 phenomenon. It's when 4 grandparents, 2 parents, and 1 child make up a family unit. Due to China's one-child policy, many only children have become the center of attention, receiving double love and care from both parents and grandparents. Back in the day, cousin marriage was a thing in China, but it's been banned since 1980. These days, young people are opting for marriage apartments, a new trend where couples buy or rent an apartment near their parents. In Shanghai, it's common for brides to present 3 different marriage proposals to the groom's family. Talk about options. And let's not forget about festivals. The Chinese have some incredible celebrations. The Spring Festival, also known as the Chinese New Year, is a 15-day event filled with family gatherings and fireworks. Then there's the Dragon Boat Festival and the Mid-Autumn Festival, which takes place during the harvest moon. Finally, let's talk about food. Why do Chinese people use chopsticks? Well, we did some digging and found 3 reasons. First, the historical reason goes back 3,000 years. Back then, there wasn't enough metal to go around for everyone to have a spoon, so those who could afford metal chopsticks had an advantage. Second, the philosophical reason is also tied to Confucius. He saw chopsticks as a symbol of peace, since they resemble the character for peace in Chinese. And third, health benefits. At Beijing's famous Da Dong restaurant, servers train for 3 months to learn how to properly handle chopsticks. They have to master techniques like flicking and tapping to make sure every bite is perfect. And here are some other famous dishes. Peking duck, which takes 150 steps to prepare. Hot pot, a spicy Sichuan dish. And shawarma, which are delicious imperial dumplings. So what's the takeaway? China is a country where the past meets the future. The Great Wall was built over centuries, yet it still stands. Now China has the world's most advanced high-speed rail network. It went from farming to technology faster than anyone else. And they've managed to keep their rich traditions alive. Whether it's their unique family model, festivals, or even chopsticks. Standing on the wall watching bullet trains zoom by, you realize why China is the only unbroken civilization across 5,000 years of history.